Hello, darling people. Reverend Beth Simmons here with your midweek moment. Midweek-ish. We'll delay this week, but that's okay. Um, I wanted to share a poem with you. Well, a piece of a play in the form of a poem. So the SALT Project each week shares a poem on their blog for consideration, either with the lectionary, sort of paired with the lectionary text for that week, or what's going on in the wider culture, or special dates or holidays, or anniversaries of people's birthdays or deaths or things like that. But anyway, last week they shared a piece from the Thorton Wilder's play Our Town, which has a special place in the hearts of those of us in this area of the world, because it is set in Grover's Corners, which is actually Peterborough, New Hampshire. And so, which is right next door to Hancock. So it's a little bit of a little special place in our hearts. But I read Our Town when I was in high school, and hadn't really read it since. And this particular soliloquy just really touched my heart. And so I wanted to share it with you, and then I'll share a little reflection on it. Sorry, I'm gonna lean forward so I can see it here. It's on my computer screen because I couldn't find my copy of Our Town, so I may have weeded it out at some point. But all right, so this is Emily's soliloquy after she has died. I can't go on. It goes so fast. We don't have time to look at one another. I didn't realize all that was going on in life, and we never noticed. Take me back, up the hill, to my grave. But first, wait, one more look. Goodbye, goodbye, world. Goodbye, Grover's Corners, Mama and Papa. Goodbye to clocks ticking, and Mama's sunflowers, and food and coffee, and new ironed dresses, and hot baths, and sleeping and waking up. Oh, Earth, you're too wonderful for anybody to realize you. Do human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute? And then a comment on the post says that it is vital to finish this with the stage manager's answer to Emily. No, pause. The saints and poets maybe. They do some. Oh, it just gets me every time. Food and coffee. Mama sunflowers. Sleeping and waking up. All the things. All the tiny little things that our days are so full of that we don't even notice. We don't pay attention. Poet Mary Oliver often said that our job in life was to pay attention and then be awestruck and then tell about it. Paraphrasing her words. But it just makes me think. There are so many things in life that we struggle with. So many catastrophes and issues of justice and struggles and our own, and that's in the wider world and our own personal spheres too. We struggle with all kind of issues, from the miniature to the really intense and life-altering. And sometimes we get so focused on those things and how hard things are that we forget what an amazing thing it is that we woke up this morning. How amazing it is to wake up, to sleep. To taste our food, to see the sky, to hear birds or traffic, to see traffic lights, stoplights, which, okay, Emily would not have seen in the time that our town was set, but perhaps that makes them all the more special. The fact that I'm filming this in my home on a little device that fits in my pocket, most of my pockets, as phones are getting a little bigger, and I'm going to send it out and put it on a thing so that people all over the world have access to it if they want to see it. I saw a video the other day in which someone was talking about are always wanting more or not being satisfied. And they were describing how our atoms, our very cells of our body, are composed of material which is made up of particles of stars that have been dead for billions of years. And we're in these I forget what they described it as, but like these vehicles basically, which will at some point die and decay and go back to something else, part of these particles, and at some point there will be no vehicles at all and we'll just be back to stardust. And so many people say, is this all? Is this it? What a freaking miracle we are. Each of us, each of you is. And in the expanse of the universe, which we have not even begun to explore and know about and understand, that in those particles, from those particles, we, the coffee and the daffodils and the sheep and the soil and the maple trees and the snowflakes were created, that we exist. Do we know? Can we know every moment? Of course not. It would be too overwhelming. We'd probably never move with just our awe and wonder. But I think perhaps a practice of paying attention, of being awestruck and grateful, and of sharing wouldn't be such a bad thing. What is it, friends? If you were standing with the stage manager, looking back today, heading off into the next place, what would you notice? What would you miss? Who would you miss? Pay attention. For we are and are surrounded by miracles.